Welcome back to today's post-apocalyptic world. In today's video, we're going to hook up our titanium wood-burning stove using this welding blanket as a chimney jack to our ice fishing hut and hopefully safely stay warm inside and cook some dinner. Stick around. The first thing we're going to need in our wood stove setup is these fire blankets. They're actually welding blankets. And we're going to have one to protect the tent on the inside. So here we are in our tent, burning some wood in our titanium stove. Hopefully it doesn't get too hot. We're at about the low end right now of the burn zone, so about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And ideally I would keep it at that temperature. That's enough to get our water going here. So we're gonna cook up some lunch. boy, it doesn't get better than this. Nice and warm in our little tent. It's quiet. Nobody knows we're here in our abandoned building. Our butter's heating up in our natural wood stove. And we're keeping things pretty mellow. It's not very hot. And this is a good time. Cutting up some onions. Nice and thick. We're gonna make some shaved steak. Something, I don't know. So we're at the low end of the burn zone right now, keeping an eye on the thermometer. So when it's lower like this, I'll go ahead and open it up a bit. Maybe add some wood. The key to this stove jack design is that there's no cutting, no taping, no sewing. It's just a welding blanket, and I bought a pack of 2 on Amazon. I'll put a link below, where one is used just as the fireplace safety thing, and then the second one is to insulate the stovepipe from the tent fabric. And so far it's just a great setup. It's nice and easy, and there was no work to do. And seriously, it is too hot in here. A little update, so it's about 60 degrees in here. I'm down to my pants and socks. Very comfortable. We've got our bread going, the onions are done. We're gonna add some shaved steak, and some spices, and some eggs, and some cheese. It really doesn't get better than this. I just walked outside to check on the temperatures, and so this is pretty low maintenance. We're not doing very much with this fire. It's open, it's closed. We're not going over 300 or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I went outside to check the temperature, and there's just nothing going on. It's very low temperature, nothing unsafe like this, not like the other day when we had it at like 700 degrees. And yeah, let's have some fun. This is just great. So the whole idea behind the post-apocalyptic living is that we're not giving up anything. In fact, we're kind of getting closer to living, in fact. Having a lot of fun with more or less minimal things. These things you buy once and they really last for life. That's what I love about it. It's humbling. You get down low to the ground, and it's super comfortable. The idea is that if you're burning at lower temperature, then you're creating creosote according to the thermometer, which is not good. Eventually that would build up and maybe cause a fire. So the burn zone between 300 degrees and 550 degrees Fahrenheit is the nice, healthy, efficient burning temperature. And then beyond that, it's called overfire, which means it gets dangerous and you might even burn up your materials. So for this particular system, I wanted to not have to cut any holes in the tent or do any sewing or cutting or add velcro or anything. So I'm using one of the 2 existing vents, and I cut out the mesh that was in it, and here's some footage. And so the second welding blanket is simply rolled around the stovepipe where the fabric would touch, and that's what's keeping it nice and safe. This is going to be too much food. I gotta open a window because it's just too warm. Even though it's 35 degrees outside the tent, it's 75 in it, and there's just no need. No need, I tell ya. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's too much. Too much heat, too much food. Well, I would call this a success. Thanks for joining me on Dave's Post-Apocalyptic World. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe below. And I always read my comments, so if you have anything to say or suggestions on the next thing you'd like to see, I would love to hear it. And join me next time when we take this whole system to the next level. Maybe ice fishing, maybe up on the roof. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you next time on Dave's Post-Apocalyptic World.